It's the British Academy Children's Awards, and this is Kids Pop.
Definitely a perfect start to what really sums up what Children's BAFTA is all about. Talented kids, brilliant entertainment, and lots of fun. You know what? It's an honour for us to have been invited to present these coveted awards tonight.
It absolutely is. We're going to have lots of fun tonight, aren't we? I mean, thank you. You really helped. What are you, table number 13? Yeah, good. Thank you very much. We're going to pay tribute to the amazing creative people who helped to make British children's television what it is today, the envy of the world.
Indeed. You know what, Rosh? All the big dogs from children's media in this room tonight.
I can see.
Definitely.
Do you know what? I've noticed a few faces already. I can see over here, look, the star of the show that's all about creatures that are 63 million years old.
Grandpa's Great Escape?
No, my love, Steve Bradshaw from Deadly Dinosaurs, yes. I know, sorry.
Steve. You know what, there's a lot more people that you may not recognise but do equally important work behind the scenes. So, a big shout out to the teams from the preschool categories. Yes?
Yeah. Oh, there, yeah.
Tonight.
There they are.
Where is that Mr. Tumble? I love you, seriously. We've got our eye on you, Mr. Tumble. We know you love a late night.
Yes.
I've always wondered though, Ross, what do you think is in Mr. Tumble's spotty bag?
Well, I'm hoping we'll find out at the after-show party, to be honest, yeah? It's on, it's absolutely on. Thank you. You have babysat my children for quite a long time. Hello to the team from Horrible Histories. Where are you? Oh, there you are. There you are. You're absolutely over there. So what they do, as you know, most of us already know, is they entertain us about this country's most eventful and traumatic periods.
Do you think there's anything they could write about at the moment?
I mean, I'm sure they would just be there all year, wouldn't they? The team from Doc McStuffins. You're over here, aren't you? There you are.
There they are.
Hello. Have you bought your telly to have a look at, love?
100%.
Good.
It's in the bag. The guys behind the clangers are here. There they are over there. We love you guys. Literally.
Woo, and then went no.
It's not there.
No, not
over there, I think. Anyway, we love you guys to the moon and back,
yes,
definitely.
We do. A big hello to the Aliens Love Underpants team. Where are you? Yes.
Table 40.
Touch Owls, you're in trouble, particularly his.
Talking of pants, where's the guys from SpongeBob SquarePants? Come on, guys.
Come on.
You could do better than that. You're on the table with one of the Chuckle Brothers. Come on, make some noise. Yes.
Absolutely. We'd also like to mention some first-time nominees being honoured tonight. Annabelle Davis, where are you? I mean, she's everywhere by the sounds of it. She's getting her first nomination for performer tonight.
Yeah, and also Hopster. They're up for their first nomination for Channel tonight. Congratulations, guys. You know what, actually, Rosh? Is there anyone in the room that I haven't mentioned that is nominated this evening? Yes! There she is. Best of luck to all of our nominees tonight. Best of luck, guys.
Right, before we start presenting these well-deserved awards, let's remind ourselves what a great year it's been in children's entertainment.
Hello, Elizabeth.
They would set me up with my dead sister's husband.
It's a con.
Kian won't be using his own hands. No. He'll be using his mom's hand.
I'm going to become a teacher, and I'm going to tell everybody I've got bipolar disorder, because this is doable.
Just putting you on hold.
Basically, I had to learn a word by singing it and then speaking it.
performer.
Yes, and doing the honours is a singer and songwriter who definitely has the X Factor. Now, this guy, he's been wowing audiences in this year's series as part of the over 30s category.
Yes, he has, but can I just say something? 'Cause this is winding me up, to be honest. Simon Cowell, pay attention. You don't have to separate a category for them. Over 30 isn't old, is it? Please. Come on, right. Please welcome Giovanni Spano.
It certainly isn't old, because I just spoke to Kid Bop's kids and they've enlisted me to be the 6th member, so I'm delighted. Yeah, it truly is an honour to be here. This is a first for me, so I'm incredibly excited to be here. So good evening to you all. Now, let's take a look at the 4 young performances that stood out this year, guys.
There's only one way to save me. The same way Mirabelle Hubble saved her cover.
Mirabelle Hubble?
An ancient witch. She saved everything. But she had to give up her magic.
Bella Ramsey as Mildred Hubble in The Worst Witch.
And hers all the way down to you. We are a witching family, Mum.
I just topped it up.
Daniel Frogs as Joe Hott in Joe All Alone.
Can't use up 10 quid that fast. I'm not even using the electricity.
I don't know what happened. I must have left the fridge open when I got the curry out.
Ah, that's better. Tasha Lawrence as Sarah in Sarah and Buck. What's wrong, Sarah?
It's not deep enough.
Jasmine said you need some help until you got used to things.
Well, I say I don't.
Chloe Lee as Katie in Katie.
It's easy for discussion. Because it's my holiday. And I don't want you watching me. I don't want you seeing me without any clothes on.
They're all winners to me, they're unbelievable. They really are. But the BAFTA goes to Chloe Lee for Katie. Well done. Come on!
Oh my gosh, okay. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to 13 Performing Arts, my family, my friends, everyone who's made me who I am today. And I'd just like to say there are so many people who need support and feel like they don't have a voice in the world. Like I was playing Katie, a disabled girl who felt like she didn't have a voice. And I'd just like to ask everyone to support anyone they can and help out everyone you can. Spread good vibes, spread good energy, spread everything. Thank you.
Absolutely, what an amazing young girl. Well done, Chloe.
Now, throughout the year, BAFTA Kids continues to produce amazing events for children, giving thousands of young people across the country a glimpse of how their favourite films, TV shows and games are made.
Yeah, it's so great that BAFTA do this. It doesn't stop there either. Even earlier on today, events have been held here at the Roundhouse, and the kids got to also enjoy a special red carpet experience where they talked to all the stars.
Yes, here's a roundup of the past 12 months from BAFTA Kids.
Hi, I'm Graydon, and I won last year's BAFTA Kids Young Presenter competition. Tiana won it the year before me. We've been having such a brilliant time together.
How you find co-hosting with this guy?
Well, he's pretty cool, isn't he?
Very cool, yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for your time, Tom.
Thank you.
And now, Daniel is joining us as part of the BAFTA Kids Young Presenting team.
You're famous for wearing glasses.
That's right.
I'm here with Sophia, Amira and Cleo, and we're going to do the BAFTA Kids 60-second challenge.
be. As part of Children's Mental Health Week, Carrot Entertainment produced a beautiful film to celebrate all of our special qualities. But it's not just competitions. BAFTA Kids have travelled all over the UK. It even ran a special event with all 8 schools on the Isle of Arran. Once again, the biggest event was at Alexandra Palace in London with over 1,000 school children. So another great year for BAFTA Kids, full of previews, masterclasses, competitions, special events and opportunities for everybody.
This is Ollie from BAFTA Kids. Smile!
BAFTA Kids have given me an amazing year. Who thought I'd get to meet Prince William and Tom Hiddleston on my birthday?
Good luck.
So a big thank you to everybody who has supported us this year. It's been a blast.
Brilliant. Okay, here now sharing the presenting duties, 2 big, fresh new talents, both selected as part of ITV's The Big Audition.
Yes, a young man who is our new BAFTA young presenter, along with the new face of CITV's Scrambled.
Yeah, please give a huge BAFTA welcome to Daniel McGovern and Kerry Boyne.
Well, we're both excited to be here, aren't we, Daniel?
Very excited.
Daniel and I are here to present the BAFTA for short form.
These are the children's TV programmes that are running 5 minutes or less.
So let's check out the nominees.
Maybe I'm lying on a bed, in a hospital in a city I cannot name.
Origins.
Because after tomorrow, I will never see it again. I was wandering days ago to the sound of explosions and gunfire.
A pig who could quack. It sounded so right.
Tony's sketchbook.
The rest of the pigs were deeply offended.
Quack.
This just isn't right.
Quack.
It has to be ended. Stop this at once, or you're not coming back. Unless you say snort and stop saying that duck noise.
The dumping ground. Sasha's contact meeting.
Or is there anyone else you can speak to, or friend?
Aliens love underpants and...
And the BAFTA goes to...
Origins.
Thank you. This is a huge shock. It's such a privilege just to be in this category with all the other phenomenal nominees. This is a film about the accident of birth and the way that your experience is shaped by what you grow up around, and you know, that just makes me think of all the amazing work that everyone in this room does and how it shapes the experiences of everyone growing up in the UK today, and it's just a privilege to be among you. So I wanted to give a special shout out to Antonio, who did all the animation on the film and took what was a film that wasn't working to being one that really did. And yeah, thank you so much, BAFTA, and thanks, yeah.
Okay, moving on to preschool animation now. Now, this award is for animated programs.
Ooh,
I
panto.
know, loving it.
Behind you.
This award is for animated programs for children under 6. I can tell you what, these shows are always on in our house.
They really are, and sometimes you let the kids watch them as well, which is quite nice when you do that. To present the award, I'm thrilled to say we have a doctor who's been making us all feel great this year by dancing on Strictly.
Now, I'm no medical expert, but this guy, he's got some serious moves.
He has, like Jagger indeed. The doctor will see us now. It's Dr. Ranj Singh.
Luckily it says place award here, that's good. So let's take a look at the 4 nominated preschool animated series. Their lovable, colourful characters have all captured the hearts and imaginations of our nation's preschoolers.
Come on now, we have to keep up.
Octonauts.
That's right where my babies were.
Pacer, see if you can find any creatures who saw what happened. Shellington, Dashi, and Kashi, you look for clues right here. Quasi, we'll search the nearby kelp for baby snails.
Sarah and Duck.
Ah, this is it.
Let's find our seats.
Yes.
Ah, here we are. There could be other creatures out there, somewhere.
Look, it's us.
Hey, Dougie. Yes, Betty. Where we live.
It's spinning. It's round. It's beautiful. It's perfect.
Oh. Clowns.
Even the froglets are joining in now.
That's some tough competition. And the BAFTA goes to one of mine and my nephew's favourites. Hey, Dougie!
Thanks very much. Yeah, thanks very much. This is lovely. I'd like to thank everyone at the BBC, BAFTA, thank you very much, and everyone at Studio OK. And we've been working on the project for about 5 or 6 years now, and there are certain people that have worked throughout that entire production. So I'd like to thank certain animators like Sexy Simon, Malcolm Mole, Gideon Regal, Philip Warner, Will Rose. I'd especially like to thank our producer who can't be here tonight, Janine Vong, who's just had a baby 2 weeks ago. So this is for her. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sexy Simon, eh?
I think we'd all like to get to know Sexy Simon.
I know.
Okay, on to international animation.
To present this BAFTA, a rower who is a 2-times Olympic champion, a triple European champion, a triple world champion, and a quintuple World Cup champion. She's basically a champion and has done a lot of rowing.
I hope that she didn't have any trouble tying a boat up outside, though.
No,
What do you reckon? Please welcome Helen Glover.
So, having recently had a baby myself, my Spotify playlist is already full of Disney music. So this next category is going to be very important to me in the years to come. And here are your fantastic nominations.
Okay, Anand, I've got you.
The Deep.
Dad, try to keep the eel off the crate.
in the eyes of a bat, nothing will happen.
Got you.
Can we hold hands just in case you get scared?
Deal.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Welcome to my lab, SpongeBob and Patrick. I am the evil Dr. Franken-Cheeks.
Oh, hi, Sandy. I didn't recognize you.
Yeah, great costume.
Thanks, guys.
Wasn't Merlin supposed to have his magic back by now? Where is that stupid wizard?
Troll Hunters.
Merlin, what has become of my once vaunted master?
You might have stolen my magic, Morgana, but there are still a few tricks left in these old bones.
The BAFTA goes to SpongeBob SquarePants.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you to BAFTA. Thank you to Nickelodeon. Thank you to our hardworking, amazing crew, cast in both Burbank and Rough Draft in Korea. And thank you especially to Steve Hillenberg for creating this fantastic, funny, cartoony cartoon that's been on for the last 20 years. And thank you, Steve.
Lovely stuff. On to our next award. And we live in a digital age, that we know. So naturally, there's going to be a digital BAFTA.
Indeed, to present this is a CBBC presenter and journalist who once competed in Celebrity Mastermind. Rosh, I was thinking of going on Celebrity Mastermind.
Yeah, really not a good idea. And joining her is a performer who shot to fame as Billy Elliot and will shortly be taking over as the star of one of the hottest shows in town. Everyone's talking about Jamie.
Yes, and tonight everyone is talking about these guys. Please welcome Lauren Layfield and Leighton Williams.
Hi. I'm so gassed that I'm holding a BAFTA right now.
Put it down. Put it down.
It's down there, sorry.
Not yours yet.
I want to take a picture and send it to my mum. Be like, ah. Right, so I said I wasn't going to go off
You've got words to read.
Yeah, okay, let's go. Developing digital and interactive media for kids is no easy feat. Challenging the creative and technical expertise of a team into an end product that has to be engaging, challenging, and with any luck, a bit of fun.
And these kids have held these four to the highest of standards. Let's have a look.
Together, we can help my friend make sense of the world.
Pablo's Art World Adventure.
Hi, I'm Noah. Sometimes I don't understand faces very well. Well done. Thanks for helping me.
Ivander, the adventure game. Let's try some counting. 1, 2, 3. Hey, Duncan, the counting badge. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12. Brilliant counting. CBBC Buzz.
I can't concentrate with all this noise! I can't concentrate with all this noise!
I can sing really high.
And the BAFTA goes to... If I can get it out, hang on a second. Hey Dougie, the counting badge!
Thank you very much to our amazing development partners, BBC Studios, to the people back in our office, BBC, my God, back in Scary Beasties offices, and most of all, thank you to Studio AKA. We have. They give us such license to be creative with their assets. It's amazing. So thank you very much.
Obviously, I work for BBC Studios with these amazing guys, and I'd just like to thank the Academy and obviously all the guys at BBC Studios who support us. And Studio AKA and everybody else is involved because, Dougie is amazing. And everybody loves Dougie. So big Dougie hugs to everybody.
That is the sort of thing that you would do to me. Forget to let me have,
He was definitely saying his piece, wasn't he?
Yeah, good. I love that.
Well done, mate. Well done, well done.
Good for you. We move on to BAFTA for game now.
Okay, let me do the honours on this one,
Oh, yeah,
Ross.
see, there he goes.
Obviously,
Exactly
I'm the gaming expert, aren't I? Top score on FIFA 19 last night.
Oh, yeah, I beat that this morning, hon. Please welcome comedian and actor, it's Rufus Hound.
As someone who's been gaming since Space Invaders came out, I reckon I'm qualified to present this award, is what it says on the auto cue. But let's be honest, looking at me, it's fairly apparent that I'm a big fan of video games because with every passing year, I seem to be becoming Super Mario. Let's have a look at the nominees.
Everybody's Golf. Frantics. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
You are nothing but a harmony. I find you a good role in a tragedy. It's a midnight ago, the only ones you know.
Stop. Whatever it is, I'm in. Awesome.
Act 2.
I'm impressed. Little trick I taught.
And the BAFTA goes to Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Well, good night, everyone. It's so great to be here. Thank you, BAFTA, for this wonderful recognition, and thank you for supporting video games and for spreading the love of making video games among younger generations. This is to our wonderful teams in Ubisoft Paris and Ubisoft Milan, full of dedication and incredible talent. And this is to our passionate creative director, Davide Soliani, who couldn't be here tonight. You know, knowing that children play our game and enjoy and laugh together with their families and friends is the greatest gift of all. It's really heartwarming. So thank you again, and a personal thank you to Jean.
Just a quick word from the French team, as you can recognize from my accent. So as the French team, we were really amazed because we won the World Cup. And that was great. But seriously, I know it's still probably a sensitive topic, sorry, but winning this BAFTA means so much more for us. Thank you very much.
Rub it in, why don't you? It was coming home. We were close. We were close.
Okay, we're going to take a moment now to celebrate a very special occasion in the world of children's entertainment.
Yes, this year a certain mouse had a milestone birthday. Check him out behind us that you can see just a snippet of his enormous body of work.
Yes, Mickey Mouse is 90. Yes.
Yeah.
Hard to believe he's an incredible 90 years old.
I mean, I want to see who he's seen. He looks great.
Yes.
It's only right that BAFTA pay tribute to this star who has had such a huge impact and influence on children's entertainment for so many generations.
Yeah, let's face it, everybody in this room grew up with him, and we're very happy to have him here today. Yes, the one, the only, the true original Mickey Mouse!
So good to see you. Nice to see you, pal.
It's lovely to see you as well, Mickey. So glad you could make it here today.
Aw, thanks.
I must say as well, Mickey, you are looking very, very sharp.
Aw, thank you. Now that is a great look. Say, would it be okay if we got a picture together?
Do you know what? That's a very good idea. You got your phone right?
Let's do it. Guys, you ready for a big selfie
right,
with
come
Mickey?
on.
Okay, here we go.
Selfie with Mickey.
Everyone. 1, 2,
Cheese pizza.
3.
Cheddar. Aw.
There we go. I think we got quite a good lot of pictures there, Mickey.
Aw, the dog. Oh, I just heard the funniest joke. What did Daisy Duck say when she bought a new lipstick at the makeup store?
I don't know, Mickey. What did she say?
She said, just put it on my bill. Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Oh, Mickey, I have to say.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Okay, yes, that's good. Mickey, you have been entertaining audiences for an incredible 90 years, and we are so thrilled that you could be here with us tonight and celebrate such a big milestone. Congratulations, Mickey.
Thank you.
And you mean so much to us all, Mickey. I know you've got to get back to Disneyland, but thank you so much for coming to see us here today.
Yeah, okay, let's have a hug. Oh.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I mean, we did all right. We did all right. I love him. Mickey Mouse, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
It didn't go right once in rehearsals either, did it?
We actually rehearsed that 5 times.
Yeah.
It was all right. He didn't say hot dog randomly, which I'm happy about. That did happen before.
Anyway, let's keep it moving, shall we? On to preschool live action now to present it to singers who were sadly both eliminated in last Sunday's X Factor. It's not our fault because we both voted for them.
We actually did. X Factor's loss is our game tonight, so please welcome Shan Ako and Bella Penfold.
Hi everyone. We was having like a nervous breakdown backstage. So we was going, we could have been at X Factor singing tonight.
Exactly, but where would we rather be?
The BAFTAs, you know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, so this year's nominations are a tribute to the fantastic range of preschool content out there.
whether they are adapting Shakespeare, addressing health problems, or challenging day-to-day issues.
Let's see who are this year's nominees.
I'm going to draw a really cool tree.
Well, what kind of tree are you going to draw?
Apple tree house.
A family tree. Today we learned about where we came from. Oh, and who we're related to.
I'm so jealous. I love discovering new things about our family history. Instead, I spent all afternoon unblocking Flo's kitchen sink.
Yeah! Thought he was clever.
Or for so clever, he didn't help us pick our road.
Yes. Waffle the Wonder Dog.
Remember what he taught you? No means not allowed.
Oh, Waffle.
Sometimes, if a cut or wound is very deep, we do need to mend it using special hospital stitches.
Get well soon hospital.
What are you going to use then? Oh, do you use sticky tape?
No, I'm not going to use sticky tape either. I'm going to use some glue.
Glue? Really?
Our revels now are ended. These are actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits, and are melted into air.
See Beavis, the Tempest.
Like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made of, and our little life is rounded with a sleep.
Absolutely amazing. They're incredible. Amazing. We're going to try to get this on time together.
Get ready.
And the BAFTA goes to... Oh, God. Get Well Soon
Hospital.
That wasn't supposed to happen. Oh my gosh, why do I always have to have far too many drinks when stuff like this happens? Anyway, thank you all so much. Thank you, BAFTA, for this incredible award. I'm flabbergasted. As you can see, I wasn't ready for this. Thank you to Kindle Entertainment. Thank you to CBeebies. Thank you to Kay, who's here as well. Thank you to Table 21, just because they wanted me to say that. Thank you to all of the people that made this wonderful, lovely little show of ours possible. All of the puppeteers, all of the writers, the musicians, the creators, all of the cast and crew, and especially the kids that inspired it, and the children that continue to inspire it every single day, sending us messages about how the show has helped them through some of the toughest times that they've had. I read every single one, and it fills my heart with so much pride, so thank you all so much. I'm just going to go off and get drunk.
I think Ranj has said it all. The only thing that's left to say is that without his passion for communicating to young children about how their bodies work and making it something that is enjoyable and interesting rather than fearful, we would never have made this show. So thank you, Ranj.
Congratulations. Now to present our next two international awards, we have an actor, comedian and a television presenter.
Okay, so this guy, he's also a massive fan of Crystal Palace. There's the other one Crystal Palace fan. Please give him a huge round of applause, all right? He's going to need cheering up. Welcome to the stage, Ed Petrie.
Hello. It's all kicking off back there. Mickey Mouse has accidentally eaten some rat poison. It's a mess. So, this BAFTA rewards live action with an international base, which I think sounds quite sinister. Makes it sound like it's for kids' TV made by Smirsh or an international supervillain. But don't worry, everyone. BAFTA haven't gone mad and started handing out awards to people who want to destroy us all. If they had, YouTube would be here. Yeah. I'm quite pleased with how that went down. The nominees for International Live Action are...
You like Jonah?
Andy Mack.
Puffy, I feel weird. Different. Cyrus, you've always been weird, but you're no different. Puffy! We're the puppy! We're statues! Statues never get distracted, and statues never care.
Hunter Street.
You agree?
I do.
Michelle called us up and she asked us for a favor. She asked us to come into the dance-a-thon and help just re-energize the new dancers. You know, we just want to give them that extra boost.
The next step.
I thought I was going to be benched, but this is giving me a second wind.
Nowhere Boys. 2 Moons Rising.
What was that? What is going on?
It's like everyone's just disappeared.
And the BAFTA goes to Nowhere Boys 2 Moons Rising.
Thank you so much. Well, what do you know? This is our 3rd nomination, actually, and our first wins. So I just particularly want to thank ABC Australia for supporting the show, CBBC, the incredible cast and crew, and particularly, she couldn't be here tonight, our lead producer, Beth Frey, who is behind every frame of this show and is the heart and soul of it. Thank you so much.
Congratulations. I've never won one, I'm not bitter at all. And now, International Preschool. Can I just say, as someone who makes content for older kids, I used to think we were way cooler than you preschool losers. But now I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old, and I realise that you look after my kids for at least 45 minutes a day, and you stop me going insane. You are living gods. I am so sorry, and I bow down before you. The nominees for International Preschool are...
Usually I like to be.
Dr. McStuffins.
The wind is blowing. I like it when you follow me, but I can't control where I'm going.
He should be down here, but he's up there. Follow that bear, follow that bear.
I wonder what Stick is up to right now.
Tumbleweed.
Huh? Is someone there? Colossal cornucopia.
teacher. Vampirina.
It's true that our tastes may be a little offbeat,
But we're the fattiest monsters you'll ever meet.
And the BAFTA goes to Tumbleleaf.
Thank you very much. Thank you, first and foremost, to my fellow nominees, who are very kind and very talented, and it's an honor to be next to you. Thank you to Kelly Bixler and the entire team at Bix Entertainment, the team at Amazon, Tara, Monica Dennis, and everybody else who worked on it. And thank you very much.
Well done.
Well done.
Beautiful.
Sorry.
All right, now we move into a new category, the BAFTA for Content for Change.
To present this award, we are delighted to be joined by an art teacher from a community school in North London. But she's no ordinary teacher. She is the 2018 Global Teacher Prize winner. Now, there are about 130 languages spoken in her school's borough. And in an effort to, have links with her pupils and their families, she taught herself the basic phrases used by the children in about 35 of those languages. In addition, she's organised extra lessons, giving pupils from all backgrounds a quiet place to work. She honestly really, really is a remarkable woman.
Absolutely. Now, I know that she's a teacher, but please don't be quiet at the back, all right? Make the most amount of noise for Andrea Zafriakou.
Sitting up and listening. Good evening, everyone. This award is designed to recognise content that goes beyond entertainment and infuses learning and/or social issues at its core. Congratulations to all the nominees. You are doing phenomenal work. The nominees are...
She always questions why she can't have straight hair.
What do you mean I can't change the world?
Sometimes I'm tempted to sit down and be like, listen, you have afro hair and society teaches you that it's not beautiful, but it is beautiful. But that's a very complex thing to explain. It's not that I'm trying to hide it from her. I just think she's too young. I want to protect her. As an activist, that's why I do my work.
When I say about my bad days, it doesn't have to be anything that triggers them.
Hike to happiness.
It doesn't have to be anything said to me. It can be as simple as me waking up out of that bed and feeling like this for hours on end, panic attack after panic attack.
When I went into hospital, everyone was like, you're gonna have so much to write about.
Reply with a full stop if you get this.
Honestly, really, I can't even think about that at the moment, but secretly I was like, I'm gonna have so much to write about. I think it's really important to talk about things. I have no shame. Why should I be ashamed of having a mental health disorder?
I had speech and language therapy, but that didn't really help me. I used to headbang whenever I wanted something. I had to wear a red solid helmet. It was just so sad.
News round, inspirational stories.
My first music lesson, the singing teacher was playing the piano, and then I started singing la la la. I was like, oh my god, I can speak.
And the BAFTA goes to... What do you mean I can't change the world?
I didn't have a speech. I didn't think I'd win anything. I'd like to thank Adam and Toby and Choo-Choo. I'm just a little black girl from South London who grew up in Jamaica. And thank you. And I never thought that my experience of skin bleaching and self-hatred as a black person would ever be made into a documentary. And I'd just like to dedicate this to all the people that bullied me, that told me that I was ugly, that told me that my hair was bad, that my skin was too dark. Thank you. I'd like to dedicate this award. I'd like to dedicate this award to a 7-year-old, a girl in year 7 when I was at sixth form who had been bullied all year long by black boys for being dark-skinned and having 4C hair, and every teacher in the school didn't know what to do. My documentary now is in my sixth form, is in my school, and every person in year 10 will watch that documentary. And I'd like to dedicate this award to my mum and my little sister. That's my real sister in the documentary. Everyone thinks she's an actor. That's my little sister. She's at home, she's sick, and I love her. And I hope that one day she'll realize that her hair is amazing and it doesn't need to be straight, so thank you.
Goodness me. Congratulations.
Amazing. Okay, time to move on to the BAFTA for writing now. So please welcome an actor and comedy performer who has won an incredible 3 BAFTAs and has been nominated 5 times.
Yes, he also knows a thing or two about writing. He's the biggest selling author last year with countless books to his name, including Gangster Granny, Billionaire Boy, and Mr. Stink. Please give a huge BAFTA welcome to David Walliam.
Yes!
Thank you very much. I can only apologize for looking like the milk tray man. I thought I looked cool. I was wrong. Now, this BAFTA recognizes, I really should have worn my glasses because I can't read from this distance. Do you mind if I just get a bit nearer? Because I
heavily edited by our great leader.
Writing team for Horrible History.
Obedient little Stalin is, including his favorite, Old MacDonald. Old MacDonald had a farm, and Stalin took away. Now the farmers own their farm, and that's A-okay. With boys living here and boys living there.
When she comes in, don't stare at her. That's literally the worst thing you can do to someone in a wheelchair.
Tom Bidwell for Katie.
Sorry. You're at the special desk next to me, Katie. Here you are.
A young lady studying medicine. Your daughter ought to learn more of domestic matters after all.
Helen Blakeman for Hetty Fairbairn.
Lady Grenford, surely you misunderstand. Mrs. Penhallow. I even witnessed young Master Calendar outside in his chair with 2 garden boys. Why are you still here? We require more tea.
Oh man, I'm so tubby. I don't have a muffin. I've got a whole bakery.
Writing team for The Amazing World of Gumball.
Barrel! Yeah, your midsection looks like someone tried to shove a grapefruit through a garden hose.
Yeah, man, your belly has more folds than an origami convention.
And so the BAFTA goes to... Well, this is embarrassing. They decided to give it to me. No, this is a great night for a fantastic show. The winner is Tom Bidwell for Katie.
Oh boy. It's very easy to look like a good writer when you have a fantastic production and editorial team with you. As most people in this room will know, there's very specific challenges with making live-action children's drama. You need to have an experienced team, you need to have a very talented team. Unfortunately for me, that's what I had behind me in Spencer Campbell, Jonathan Wolfman, Anna Davies, thank you so much for all your talents. Amazing director John McKay, Cheryl Taylor at the BBC, thank you so much for all your support. The wonderful Chloe Lee. I simply could not have picked a better actress to be in it, so thank you so much for your performance. Backup Trust and all the young people who shared their stories with us about what it was like to live as a teenager, as a wheelchair user. And finally, I'd like to thank two fabulous ladies. The first needs no introduction, Jacqueline Wilson. What a privilege to be able to ride the coattails of your storytelling talent. Thank you so much for letting me adapt this wonderful novel. And last but not least, my beautiful wife. I'd just like to say, 3 days ago, I started explaining to her the story of a project I've been working on for 6 years. And she said, I know the story to it. You tell me every single day and have done for the last 6 years. So to my secret script editor, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. This is for you. Thank you, BAFTA.
Lovely.
Well done, Tom.
Well done.
I wish that my wife listened to me as much as Tom's wife does.
After tonight, you'll realise why. Just tune out.
Okay.
Tune out.
All right, this evening, it's not just about recognising the wonderful talent that's here with us tonight.
Absolutely not. Let's take a moment to acknowledge some very gifted people from in front and behind the camera in the children's industry who are sadly no longer with us, but we miss and adore.
We got to go now, but we'll talk about some of the different things our father does another time. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.
What a lovely day, said Pat to Jess as they drove along the valley on a fine sunny morning.
One day, in Teletubbyland, the Teletubbies decided to watch the clouds.
Ooh, what's that?
Oh, morning, Zippy. Morning, George. Right. Oh, glad to see Bungler's got breakfast ready.
Put the kettle on, shall I, Dad? Nice cup of tea.
Foxes, pack boys, double pop.
Channel, and to present it, a man who's shot to fame, a Satcher Joe, a roofer turned vlogger.
Yeah, he's since gone on to new heights on this year's Strictly. Please welcome Joe Sugg.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be here. Thanks to BAFTA for inviting me. The 4 contenders for Channel each offer something very different to kids, but they share a passion for innovative content and kids adore. And the nominees are... Oh no, I have to read out, don't I? Sorry. CBBC. Hopster. CBeebies. And TrueTube. Here's a roundup of the programs these channels have delivered this year.
Reflecting the lives of as many young people as possible, CBBC continues to hold up a mirror for kids across the UK.
to inspire our audience. We continue to push boundaries with content that champions diversity and embraces inclusivity for every young child and family across the whole of the UK. CBeebies, everyone's welcome.
And the BAFTA goes to CBeebies.
Thank you. It's so lovely to be here and still part of the children's community. Thank you, Alice and Cheryl, for asking me to come up if we won. I'm absolutely delighted. It still means a huge amount to me. I'm still here, still working in the industry, but I'm so glad all of these people are here. Tony, Sarah, Michael, Vanessa, Jackie. Couldn't have done all of the CBeebies stuff without them. Special mention and shout out to Alison Stewart too, who's not here tonight. And thank you to all of you in the independent sector who do the most wonderful job. Special thanks to Anne Brogan for inviting me to sit with them tonight. Congrats, Ranj. Loved you on Strictly, as well as Joe, obviously. But thank you, and as always, this is for the audience. The very young, as I've always said, deserve the very best. Thank you.
It's going well, isn't it?
Very well.
It's going very well.
Amazing.
Congratulations. Right, the next award is for director.
Is that the bossy one who basically tells everyone what to do?
That's exactly right, yes.
You'd make a fantastic director.
Right, thanks
Brilliant.
very much, my lovely. To present here, the star of the story of Tracy Beaker returns, and Tracy Beaker Survival Files.
Stop teasing us, Rosh. Tell us who
Oh,
it is.
it's only Tracy Beaker herself. Please welcome Danny Harmer.
Yes.
I didn't fall over. Hurrah! Now, a show without a good director is like a ship without a captain. Let's have a look at these 4 directors who have sailed their ships to success.
The sun is a star, burning brightly at the center of our solar system.
Grant Orchard for Hey Dougie.
What am I?
You're Mercury, the closest planet to the sun.
Yes!
Happy is Venus, the hottest planet of all.
Ooh, hot.
Joe! Beryl Richards for Joe All Alone.
People are going to shut you down. People shut me down still to today.
Adam Tyler for What Do You Mean I Can't Change the World?
For some reason they're captivated by what I say and how I say it. And it's like, I'm not saying you should have known that when you saw me, but it's the fact that you're just like so baffled now. Wow, like the way I look must have really set you like down a different path.
Let's start by stripping back the layers of your personality.
Mick Graves for The Amazing World of Gumball.
Gilbert, you want to hear a joke? Me! And who's hiding behind that nose? Anxiety. That's what I thought. Carry on.
I'm fear.
And I'm optimism.
And the BAFTA goes to Grant Orchard for Hey Dougie!
Thank you. As a director, you try to avoid cliche, but this is a surprise. This is something else. Thank you very much. Naturally, thank you to everyone at Studio OK. I mean, it's odd being up here on my own. It's such a collaborative process making the show. I especially like to thank Sander Jones, who's been the co-director in the last 2 series and is now he's been the assistant director. I'm just going to demote him, but then promote him. He's now co-director of the 3rd series, and the show wouldn't be the same without you. So thank you very much, Sander. And the space episode you just saw there, I'm particularly proud of it. I'd like to thank Sam Morrison, who wrote it, Jenny Landreth, who's eternally a brilliant script editor, and thanks to Studio K for lending us your CG department. That was very kind of you. Thank you. Cheers.
Find out who's won this year's BAFTA for comedy.
We like a laugh, don't we? It's kind of like what brought the two of us together, isn't it?
Yeah, when you proposed, it was actually quite hysterical. I was laughing for weeks after. Do you know what's funnier is that I'm still here. It's funny.
Yeah, it's very funny. Right, to present the BAFTA for comedy, a brilliant comedian herself as well as a writer and presenter. Please give it up for London Hughes.
Yes.
Heavy. Hi guys. Hi. We all right? We good? Do I look all right? Thanks. Make sure. Good. Okay. So guys, capturing a child's heart and making them laugh again and again and again is not easy. Trust me, I know. I've done it millions of times. It's awkward. You think you're making them laugh and they start to cry. Some of them bite. It's very hard. It's very hard. But these next programs make it look like child's play. The nominees for comedy are...
It's so nice to finally do something together as a family. Wait a minute, we pitched our tent at the front of the line. Why are we all the way back here?
The amazing world of Gumball.
Someone must have moved us back in the night to get themselves a better position.
You snooze, you lose, guys. Literally.
Why did you put us back in the line at all? Now we're stuck next to you all day.
Well, I lost my place in line when I was moving your tent, so...
Girls are more advanced than boys at this age, biologically, emotionally, and intellectually.
So awkward.
What about me?
Oh, you're not like that, are you?
Oh, good. No, you're just like one of the girls.
Oh, thanks.
We shall send our best spies.
Espionage is but a small part of it.
Assassination?
No.
Propaganda?
Warmer.
Do you want to just tell me?
I was enjoying that part.
Horrible histories.
I want you to steal the Chinese leader's poop.
I'm hoping that's the name of his panda.
Nope. Our gadget maker Q-Ovich has come up with this. Ready?
Oh my goodness, it's a coffin toboggan!
Mr. Gosswagon! Grandpa's Great Escape.
Ooh, can we do it again? Again!
Okay. All worthy winners, but the BAFTA goes to... My acrylic, sorry. Tension. Oh, this is awkward. So awkward! My crib sheets in case I need it. Would like to say a huge thanks to Cheryl Taylor at CBBC and Amy Buscombe, and also to ABC, our co-funders. Julie Bauer can't be here tonight. She's the creator of the show, and we owe her a huge debt of gratitude for creating such warm, lovable characters. So thank you, Julie.
The show really sort of stands on or falls on the writing, I think, and we are so lucky to have a great team of writers led by Julie, but also Tony, who wrote the episode that won tonight. And also, we really lucked out on the casting, especially of our sort of 5 main kids who have really sort of elevated the show and brought such warmth and just an incredible amount of charm. So thanks to them. Thanks to Alan and Jim at Channel X, who are a lovely company to work with. And thank you, BAFTA. Have I forgotten?
Okay, so we move on to BAFTA for feature film, and this year's nominees feature a young boy, circus stars, superheroes, and a marmalade-eating bear. And before you ask Marv, no, they weren't all in the same film.
I was going to say that, actually.
Yeah,
to present this BAFTA, we are honoured to have a genuine film star. Now, during his career, he's portrayed a huge range of characters, from Ewoks in Star Wars to goblins in Harry Potter and everything in between.
He really is out of this world. Please welcome the magical Warwick Davis!
I'm actually levitating here. Bit of Harry Potter magic for you. Good evening. It's such an honour to be here this evening in a room bursting with talent and creativity, which is incidentally what my wife said over breakfast this morning. No, it's great to be here. And I'm excited, actually. My daughter has been nominated this evening for an award. Yeah, I'm very excited. Although if she does win, it will mean tomorrow morning I've got to get the ladders out and clear a space on the mantelpiece. So, fingers crossed, though. Now, there have been a brilliant array of feature films this year. Over the last 12 months, we've seen some amazing movies. How BAFTA managed to whittle it down to just 4, I don't know. But they have. And here are the nominees.
Paddington 2.
Would you mind? Would you mind? If I may, just shave a customer.
Oh, thank goodness.
You kids were supposed to watch Jack Jack. Babysitting. Well, you guys did the important stuff.
Incredibles 2.
You're not old enough to decide about these things.
We are old enough to help out.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you tell us, Dad?
Yeah, well, help out can mean many different things.
But we're supposed to help if there's trouble.
Yeah.
Aren't you glad we helped today?
Yeah, I know, but...
You said that you were proud of us.
Yeah.
The Greatest Showman.
And the BAFTA goes to Paddington 2.
Wow, thank you. Paul's not here tonight, so I prepared a speech just in case. Thought I'd make a real meal of it if he isn't here. Good. So, no, thank you. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank Paul King, David Heyman, Rosie, Alex, who's right here, Studio Canal, Humphrey, my agent, and I'd like to thank the late, great Michael Bond, who created a character which has made us Michael Bond created a character which has made us, as a nation, more tolerant and welcoming to immigrants from all over the world. Or it will do in the future. I'd also thank my wife, Claire. Thank you so much. You brought up our daughter, Eve, basically on your own while I played with toy trains. I mean, there was work as well, but there was some toy trains. And I'd like to actually thank my mum and dad. They both turned 70 this year. And I'd like to thank them, not just because I think they're the only people who'll be streaming this live to their laptops, but because they supported me when I said I wanted to be a professional buffoon. They went, yeah, you might make some money. And tonight, it's worked out. Thanks, Mum and Dad, I love you. And thank you.
I've just got a quick note from Paul, who sent me a lovely text in anticipation that this may happen, and this is it. Thank you very much for this great honour. I'm so sorry not to be there in person, but I'm looking after a very small newborn child, who's actually 4 weeks old, I think, who might well scream throughout the evening regardless of the result. It's 60 years since Michael Bond wrote his first story about a little bear called Paddington, and it's wonderful that this tale of acceptance, kindness and decency still resonates today. I'd like to thank Simon, who was a joy to work with from start to finish. I'd also like to thank David and Rosie at Heyday, everyone at Studio Canal, and my wife Eloise, who is my inspiration and love. And last, but by no means least, I'd like to thank Alex, who supported us at every stage of production, even down to reading these words. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Brilliant.
Good stuff. I'm so glad. When I see you fanning yourself, I'm so happy it's not just me that's sweaty up here. Is everyone else really hot? Yes.
It is warm, it is warm.
Oh,
not long to go. This year, okay, Blue Peter celebrated its 60th year. Yes, incredible.
How incredible is
60
that?
years. To pay tribute to a children's entertainment show that has survived and thrived over 6 decades, we have one of its newest presenters and also the longest serving female presenter.
Please welcome Lindsay Russell and Connie Huck.
Hello. Hello. We are delighted to have been asked here to help pay tribute to a show that's been entertaining generations of children and that we're lucky enough to have been a part of.
I bet you can't guess what it is. It has been the mainstay of children's entertainment for 60 years, and I'm pretty sure it will be for another 60 yet to come.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. It's raised so much money for charity through the Blue Peter appeals, with millions of children across the UK earning the iconic Blue Peter badge.
It boasts a whole host of presenters, from John Noakes, Peter Purvis and Valerie Singleton, through to the likes of us and so many in between.
Yes. Blue Peter, we're here to say we love you. And here with a beautiful poem putting how we all feel into words, please welcome the incredible Tony Walsh.
We each have our
Blue Peter. It's dependent on our age. From being small to growing tall, then parents, kids that age. And now for 60 years of mums and dads and countless boys and girls, it is the longest running children's TV programme in the world. And it's a diary, it's a record, it's a time capsule unsealed. So here's one we made earlier. Let's see what is revealed. Well, there's the cakes and all the bakes and the mistakes along the way, but we made them and we gave them to our family, and they'd say, did you make that? Did you make that? Delicious, aren't you clever? Maybe burnt or dry or wonky, but a moment, sweet forever. And the pancakes, oh the pancakes. First the mixing, then the toss. How we wish that we could share one now with those that we have lost. Do you remember who you were back then? Your plans, your hopes, your dreams. Do you remember who you watched it with? Just yesterday, it seems. And with yogurt pots and bottle tops and toilet rolls and glue, you could make a Tracy Island and escape to play there too. And with newspaper and drinking straws and sticky tape and string, you'd make something out of nothing. But it might mean everything. Like some coat hangers and tinsel made with love and Advent crown. And we always put it up, but my heart never takes it down, because our mum would light the candles, lift us up, and we'd take turns. And in smiling Christmas photos mum has gone, her light still burns. But the real stars of the programme, well, that's always been the pets. Like when Fred turned into Frida, things a child does not forget. And there's been dogs and cats and tortoises to bring kids from their shells, and birds and bees and births and deaths and more, so legend tells. And from Petra and Get Down Shet, there's been many come and gone, but as man's best friends, it never ends. Their memories still live on. And they send in artwork, send in poems, lovingly displayed. And it isn't just a model or a picture that they've made. It says, the precious time I worked on this, you know what? I felt free to use a special secret part inside that holds the real me. And I did it for the first time, and I did my very best. And I pinned my hopes and dreams, and now I pin them on my chest. And me and my blue Peter badge, you'll see us shine with pride. And deep within my dreams begin to realign inside. And so for many years, Blue Peters had a dedicated team reply to every single letter. No forgetting what it means. Because in these letters, in these pictures, in these poems and these cards, we see some children find their childhood to be very, very hard. So for all we see on camera, there's much more behind the scenes. So we say happy anniversary, and thanks to all the teams for all the vision and ambition, the tenacity and care, for all the love and fights and sacrifice to keep this thing on air, who through 60 years of laughs and tears, late nights and early starts, have built a national institution that's kept children at its heart. So just look at what our kids can do. Just look what they achieve, and we have caught them and supported them and taught them to believe. So we show effort, we show teamwork, we show courage, we show steel, we show sheer determination, kids. And this is how it feels. And there are stories here of glories. There is wonder, there is awe. We're highlighting the uniting for the things worth fighting for. And maybe you could break that record. Maybe you could give that talk. Maybe you could take a metaphoric lion for a walk. And the Olympics, Paralympics, inspire the child to dream that he or she can one day hold aloft the gold they've won for Team GB. And you can see that she's inspired. You can see it in her face. Knows within herself, her inner self, she will go to outer space. And some will climb a mountain, scale the heights, and feel the thrill. But some mountains are inside ourselves. You can climb. You will. So we see 60 years of children now, with children of their own, our ears ringing with their singing as we think of how they've grown. And just look into their shining eyes and tell me what you see. In their faces we see traces of the child we used to be. And we look across at our kids and our grandkids, and we ponder on the dances and romances and the chances that we've squandered. And as parents and as carers, we can often see the way, but we can find it hard to find the time or find the words to say. To be like this, kids, free like this, kids, dream like this, kids, be like this. And whatever shoes you ever choose forever, be like this. And be more sharing, be more caring, be more daring, be more you. And be sure to roar and soar to more before your time is through. And there's an emblem, there's a standard on a flagship, there's a sign. Within its folds, the future holds your badge of gold. See how it shines. So climb the rope, to find the hope, to keep afloat, and blaze your trail. then set your sights on life's adventures. Fly Blue Peter. Set sail. Thank you.
I'm all welled up now. The fantastic Tony Walsh, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, why not? Another round of applause.
Okay, so the award for Factual is presented to programmes that effortlessly embed insights into the real world.
All while keeping their young audience both educated and enthralled. A very difficult double whammy. I know, I'm a mother.
It's been incredible because I found out so much about Grandad.
Finding My Family Windrush, a news round special.
It's been a really great experience. I can't imagine even but I understand why Grandad left his family in search for a better life.
And so many people did.
What's this prison like when you go to prison?
Missing Dad, My Life.
There's strange people just watching you, saying hello to your dad. And you're just like, why are you watching us? Why do you need to watch us? Can we not have anything private?
So take the best.
This is who Billy is.
My Gay Life.
Leave the rest.
My dad is a total bitch. I'm just trying to bring him up better.
I don't think I'm a bad one.
And write your own future. In the words of the great poet Lady Gaga, if you don't have any shadows, you're not in the light.
My name is Farad.
Mumbai Street Strikers, My Life.
And I live in Mumbai. As you can see, life in Mumbai is very crazy, but I love it.
I play for the Oscar football team here in Mumbai, India.
Oscar,
14 of us are preparing to go on a trip of a lifetime.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
And the BAFTA goes to Mumbai Street Strikers, My Life.
We were told by so many people we weren't going to win tonight, so this is really a big surprise. Kez. Thank you so much, CBBC, for commissioning it. We got given this commission within about a week of when we had to start filming, all due to the lovely Lucinda who came to CBBC with the story, and we had to set up a shoot in India, and it was just amazing, so thank you very much.
I want to just say My Gay Life is an amazing programme as well. We had so many, but we love that and pushing the boundaries for children, so here we go.
I'd just like to say that this was my baby bringing this team to the UK from the slums in India. And Kez from CBBC took my call. She said that she was interested. And basically gave my baby to Drummer, who did the most fantastic job. But more importantly, because they did such a fantastic job, the mothers of girls in India let me bring a team of girls 2 months ago. So this is an amazing achievement, and so thank you, thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, BAFTA.
Thank you, BAFTA.
So next up is the BAFTA for Performer.
Yes, and to present this award is last year's winner of the Presenter Award. So please welcome back Maddie Moat.
Hello, everyone. Grandpa's Great Escape, The Dumping Ground and Horrible Histories have made us laugh and cry with their complex characters and themes, all of which required talented performers to bring that to life. The nominees are...
Can I help you, boy?
I'm here to visit my grandfather, Mr. Bunting.
Oh, the new arrival. Well, he'll just have had his yummy pills, and now he'll be having his super snooze.
Is he all right?
Jennifer Saunders.
We're really close.
Really? I've never mentioned you. Nurse Blossom, Nurse Rose, has Mr. Bunting mentioned his grandson at all?
Nah. For some, the lightning strikes first time, but for others, love can be harder to find.
King Henry is back, looking for the one. Or another, the one. Tom Stoughton.
How's it going? I'm Henry.
Wow.
Fed.
Maybe if it had been a couple of years ago, then things might have been different.
Annabelle Davis.
But this is where I need to be right now.
And this is where you should be right now.
They're never going to forgive me. Not after everything I said to them.
It's amazing!
Nothing better.
Tom Courtney.
Would you like to take the controls?
Really?
Why not? Hold your squad leader.
Wow!
They've never made a plane quite like her. Do you want to take her for a loop-the-loop?
Can I?
Of course, like this.
And the BAFTA goes to Tom Courtney from Grandpa's Great Escape. Tom is unavailable to be here, but please welcome David Williams, who will pick up the award on his behalf.
Yes, sadly, I'm not Sir Tom Courtney. It was the most incredible thing working with an actor who I've loved since a teenager, seeing all his incredible work over the years. And I absolutely had to pinch myself at how brilliant he was in this, how brilliant Jennifer was, how brilliant Kit Connor, who's with us tonight, who you saw in the clips, was as well. So, on behalf of Sir Tom Courtney, thank you very much. You'll be super pleased. Thank you.
Touched our microphones.
Was that not quite right
Yeah,
for you?
no, yes, my OCD kicked in.
Yes, kicks in.
Anyway, time now to present the award for presenter. This award recognises skilled, professional and talented presenters. Rosh, fingers crossed.
You're not nominated, and after this year hosting this, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same way the next year too. Here to... That was written there, I swear I'm not that mean. I just had, oh! I know. Here to present this award, please welcome last year's Queen of the Jungle. She won by eating kangaroo testicles, a pig's anus. She is going to love that after show party. Please welcome Tom!
Hello, what a wonderful evening. Right, presenters are not just the face of the show. They're the glue that holds it together and the host that drives it along. It's a role with enormous responsibility, and 4 of the very best have been put forward for this year's BAFTA. The nominees are...
Imagine an animal of that size that could fly with that agility. No, that would have been safe. It must have been simply terrifying.
Steve Maxwell, Deadly Dinosaur.
Hatzidopteryx, the largest animal ever to take to the skies, and the top predator in its world.
Sam Nixon and Mark Rhodes. Sam and Mark's Big Friday Wind-Up.
We did ask you to come down and join us, but you can't. That's all right. You've just won a Big Friday Wind-Up mug. She hasn't even got a look.
Delton and I are sitting by the campfire.
Justin Fletcher. Something special.
We're warm, aren't we? Yeah. Shall we sing a song round the campfire? Yeah. Do you like that? Yeah. Okay, let's sing a song about all of the things that we've done today.
This series has been just what the Doctor ordered.
Yeah! Dr. Chris Van Tulpen and Dr. Zan Van Tulpen. Operation Ouch.
At times, a little bit frightening.
Have you got that?
For you.
And the BAFTA goes to Justin Fletcher for something special.
Well, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, BAFTA. We're not in the same league as Blue Peter yet, but Something Special is 16 years old, so it's getting there. I'd like to thank Kay, who's here tonight, for bringing me to the BBC. Thank you so much. All those years ago, Kay, and listening to all of my ideas. I'd like to thank Vanessa, Cheryl. We've got Ali and Alice. And Helen, thank you so much for supporting me throughout the last 25 years. I really appreciate it. This goes to all the children that we've worked with over the last 16 years. They've been truly inspirational. And I can't wait for the next 16 years. And I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And finally, I'm going to follow in the footsteps of Simon earlier on. This is for my mum, because she supported me from the age of 7 when I played the Artful Dodger in Oliver, and I sang Consider Yourself about 100 times in rehearsals. So consider yourself, Mum, my best friend, and this is for you. And she's 76 today. It's her birthday. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Him even more now.
Amazing.
Next up is the BAFTA for Entertainment, and who better to present it than the king of children's entertainment himself?
Yes, along with his late brother Barry, they first burst onto our scenes way back in 1980 and have been making millions of kids chuckle ever since.
They absolutely have. Please give a warm welcome to the hugely talented and BAFTA-winning Paul Chuckle.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hello! See, children's television, you never grow up, do you? This award recognises shows where the emphasis is on entertainment, something I've tried to do all my life. Didn't quite make it, but I tried my best. I was so honoured to receive a special BAFTA with my brother Barry, who we know. Good man. That was back in 2008, and I remember it well. The trouble they had giving it to us, to you, to me, to you, to me. It was. But let's have a look. The nominations are.
You
can have this entire building if you get this right. Carry on.
The dog ate my homework.
So mae pit nen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bit o'r top, mae pit. Hwn yw'r canol.
Project Z.
Edrych yn chwn pob un o'n nhw. O! O, beth ta?
Please, ddim Justin Bieber.
Swashbuckle. Sam and Mark's Big Friday wind-up.
It's a strong start from Sam and Mark, and the boys have put themselves front and centre. Well, what did you think would happen?
And the BAFTA goes to Project Z.
Diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much. Diolch yn gyntaf, thank you very much to S4C for basically commissioning the programme and letting us scare kids for fun in schools. Diolch, thank you to Angharad here for supporting us from the start. And then, I mean, obviously it's a massive team effort for the whole production. But calm down now. Obviously, she's the presenter. No, but thank you to Lara, Johan, Katrin, and May, the director. We wouldn't have made the programme without them. And that's about it, thanks.
I'm going to do it now. So, you know, in every production, if you have an award, the people who make the award ceremony speeches are the people who kind of like deserve it, right?
Basically, we didn't prepare a speech, but thank you very much.
Diolch yn fawr. Thank you very much.
No. So, Alex Mills is one of those people who do not deserve anything in the world. He deserves everything in the world, right? No, he's my best friend. He is my best friend. Take him. What your BAFTA?
Can I just ask a question? Because we're dry up here. Is the champagne flowing well? Is it? Right. I want to be on her table.
She's...
What? What did you say?
She's having a fantastic night, isn't she?
I mean, yeah, she's having a brilliant evening. I want to sit where she's sitting.
Yeah, we're going to go and join that table. I bet table 31, yeah?
Let us get good.
Yeah.
Pour me a drink. I'll be over in a bit.
Yeah, you won't be feeling like that in the morning, though.
Oh, dearie me. Now, it's the BAFTA for drama, and to present it, an actress who's been entertaining us as Mary Hawkins in the Golden Globe nominated Outlander.
Yes, and she's made it here all the way, can you believe it, from 1743 Scotland. Please welcome Rosie Day.
It's a real honour to be here tonight. As
As an adult, there's nothing better after a long day of work or life than coming home and realizing your favorite TV drama is on. And that love starts as a child. I know Tracy Beaker got me through a lot of hard days at school. So that's why this category is so important. It doesn't matter who your audience is, good drama has got to have a fantastic story, great characters, and brilliant production. Boxes which are well and truly ticked by tonight's nominations. Let's have a look at them.
My little girl Judy was about your age, you know. I miss her terribly.
I'm sure she loved you very much.
Hetty Feather. You're a good girl.
Oh, horrible person.
There's kindness in those eyes. One day, everybody will see what I see.
The prey must make an instant decision, whether to stand his ground and risk physical confrontation or take flight.
Joe all alone.
This time, he chooses to flee.
Katie.
If you do that, you might just learn how to fly.
By thistle sprout and roses bloom.
The worst witch.
Send Miss Hardroom from this room. By lavender and mustard seed, by ancient bark and fresh bindweed, by thistle sprout and roses bloom. Send Miss Hardroom from this room. Send Miss Hardroom from this room. Send Miss Hardroom from this room.
And the BAFTA goes to Joe All Alone.
I cannot tell you how thrilled I am to win this, particularly when you look at the quality of the other nominees. And I really thought, understandably, it could go to Katie, which is a fantastic show. So this means a lot, getting it this evening. And I just wanted to say that when I first read Joanna Nadine's book, I really felt I had to make it. I had to make it because I wanted to shine a light on those stories of children like Joe, whom have been forgotten, who are living in poverty. And it's a kind of sad but truthful fact that there are about 4.5 million children living in poverty today. And that feels like a kind of sobering thought on an occasion like this. So an enormous thank you to the BBC, to Amy, to Cheryl, of course, and to Sue Knott, who kicked it all off at the beginning, and to Lucy for all your support and encouragement. We really, really appreciate it. And thank you to our fabulous team. I have a few people to thank. I have to absolutely thank Guy, who wrote a fantastic script. I have to thank Joanna for her wonderful book. Nadine, our lovely producer. We couldn't have made this series so fantastic without Beryl Richards, who's truly wonderful. But last, and absolutely by no means least, our wonderful cast, led by Liani and Dan. Dan, where are you? Come in. Say a word.
Yeah, oh, man.
Quickly.
Yo, I don't even know what to say. This is a madness, man. Yo, don't mind my hair in it. I can't get it cut, so, like, I just look like Lloyd Christmas, but, yo, this is mad. Thank you to everyone, man. Love you all.
Thank you very much, BAFTA.
Lovely, well done.
Good stuff.
Now, we move on to the final award of what has been a fantastic evening. It's the Special Award.
Yes, and to tell us all about this year's recipient, someone who received the Special Award herself back in 2000.
As the founder of Ragdoll Productions, she's the genius behind Rosie and Jim, In the Night Garden, for that I love her for, the Teletubbies. Please welcome Anne Woods.
It's a great pleasure to be here and to be asked to give an award. What a lovely thing to happen, especially when it's to somebody I respect and love as much as the gentleman who is about to receive this award. And not least because, and he won't remember this at all, but I'm sure a lot of people here will have had the experience of being in Cannes, doing cold calling, going around trying to sell your show, and it's really hard on the feet. You know, you don't have a stand, you've got nowhere to go. Clive always had a stand, and he always used to offer me a seat. You know, if I would come in and sit down for a few minutes and then go again. He was a great, great supportive person, and it's time for him to stop being a backroom boy and come to the front. Because when it comes to iconic British children's animated shows, there are always a few that stand head and shoulders above the rest. One such creation was about a man who lived at 52 Festive Road and had a penchant for visiting his local fancy dress shop. Never underestimate the power of 3.5 hours of children's television. That's all that was made of the iconic BBC series, Mr. Ben. Yes, the character has shaped childhood's imaginations for nearly 5 decades. Along with creator David McKee, Mr. Ben launched editor, director, and producer Clive Juster into a lifelong career that saw him become part of the vanguard for a growing aspect of children's entertainment, licensing of intellectual property. Clive's career began at BBC Ealing Studios in the late 1960s, and his nascent career took an unexpected turn when he took on duties as a film editor for Preschool and Blue Peter, and did Foley for the BBC Shakespeare series and other high-profile dramas. Little did he realise he was about to find his lasting legacy when an old college friend suggested he replace him on a new show. The year was 1970, and that show was Mr. Ben. Clive took over as sound and picture editor, and so began a lifelong friendship with its creator, David McKee. After a short spell running an antique shop in Devon, Clive was visited by David, who suggested they make more films together, and alongside Danish animator Leo Nielsen, they set up King Rollo Films. That was in 1978 and marked the beginning of one of the UK's first independent children's animation production companies. King Rollo Films went on to produce King Rollo, Towser, Spot the Dog, Maisie, and Paz. In a career spanning 50 years, Clive has produced over 20 children's television series, as well as many shorts and TV specials. And through his enduring commitment, he has distributed these shows around the world, enabling them to have been seen in over 100 countries. He has never left his love for sound design and voice direction and editing behind, however. In 2017, Clive and David sold the rights side of the business to Factual, ensuring their creations can live on for future generations. And Clive is continuing to work with Factual as a consultant and is still keeping himself busy on some exciting new projects. Let's look at the legacy of a life devoted to children's television.
must have been about 50 years ago that I first heard about Clive. He was one of the first children's producers to go to MIP in Cannes and sell successfully, so he was a role model.
I came across all of Clive's work, really, and David's work when I was a child.
My mum wouldn't let me watch too much television when I came in from school, but Mr. Ben was one of those kind of universally loved shows that had these wonderful elements of fantasy.
I was a bit of a fangirl because Mr. Ben was one of my favourite programmes growing up, as was King Rollo.
King Rollo ran up and took the parcel. Then he ran off again.
What is so special about all of these classic shows is the storytelling. It's lovely, lovely storytelling, stories that resonate with children today.
With a flash, Mr. Ben brought the king back.
When you see the programmes, the animation is so rich, and it's that subtle storytelling that I think was so poignant for when I was growing up.
Clive is a real eye for spotting distinctive character-driven stories. That is a thread that runs through all the wonderful shows Clive has produced, from Mr. Ben to Maisie.
Oh, what's that, Maisie? It's Charlie with the Baler.
Mr. Ben put on the Roman clothes and admired himself in the mirror.
Mr. Ben has become part of the fabric of Britain. Somebody told me the Northern Ballet Company, they always start off their proceedings with playing Mr. Ben.
When I think of Clive, I do think of Mr. Ben, because he's got that gentle, humble, yet imaginative approach that even when you're working on a show with him, he's that guiding hand that leads you through.
As if by magic, the shopkeeper appeared.
Clive was always in that, what I would call the quality band. His work has stood the test of time. He's also very enterprising. He knows the market, he knows how to sell not only the actual film but the offshoots. So his toys are in the shops, his games are in the shops.
In this ever-changing world that we all find ourselves in, you need to have longevity in a brand, and I think Clive has been very, very smart at doing that.
Hold on!
Before Mr. Ben, I hadn't written any television music, but David McKee, he said, look, Duncan, I'm writing a TV series. It's this little character, and he had a book of Mr. Ben. I looked and I said, Mac, this sounds a bit like Hollywood, but I've got a tune for this little guy. Now the bass clarinet handy. And I went, and Mac said to me, don't change it, that's Mr. Ben.
I'm there in my front room. I just remember I'm a floor baby, so I used to just lay on the floor and watch telly. And it would be like, I'd be allowed a snack.
And that's when I got to know Clive. He's probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. You know, he's so gentle, so smiling.
If you meet the three of them, Leo, Dave and Clive, I think Clive is that guiding hand. He was the one who sort of in the background just made sure that it all worked and it all ticked along.
I think as an author, you have a book and that's your baby, but things don't translate immediately from book into TV.
Oh, Sybil the cat was not amused to be disturbed.
And I think when you meet Clive, you immediately trust him.
He's a really good listener, and he listens to what the writers want and what they're trying to achieve, and he's able to turn that into a great show.
One should dress up for special occasions sometimes, said Victor.
Clive is in a way a backroom boy. He's a thoroughly dependable, unpretentious achiever.
Children's TV in the UK is something that is loved all around the world. We have a reputation fantastic storytelling, fantastic studios, and I can honestly say that I think shows like Mr. Ben and King Rollo were very much part of that. They started that.
We at Factory feel incredibly privileged to be the new home for some of the fabulous shows Clive has produced, and I only hope that we can continue to build on such a wonderful legacy.
I think Clive, as a modest man, deserves his success. He has remained true to himself.
I think when he set out to make children's programmes many, many years ago, he was so passionate about what he was trying to do. And on the shows that we're working at currently, that passion is still there. To think that 50 years have gone by and he's still as dedicated.
Clive is the perfect gentleman. I mean, he really is an incredible guy. He belongs to another age.
I cannot think of a more befitting recipient of this BAFTA Special Award. Congratulations, Clive.
I think all the work that Clive and his team have done over the years for the children's TV industry is something we should be very, very proud of.
Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of one of BAFTA's highest honours, the Special Award, is presented to Clive Juster.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, members of BAFTA, I am honoured and at the same time humbled by being given this award. When I heard about it, I thought there must be some mistake. As Joy Whitby said, I'm really just a backroom boy. But no, here we are, and it's really happening. But what's weird about all this is the happen chance that in so many strange ways creates our path in life. After a forced start studying architecture, for a bit, I eventually plumped for film and photography. I did well at college and eventually got a job at the BBC's Ealing Studios as a trainee film editor. But before I took up that post, I was lucky enough to get a holiday job as an assistant film editor working on a big BBC documentary series called A Year in the Life, directed by the creator of the Fly on the Wall documentary, Paul Watson. The production had hired a cutting room in the middle of Soho, and I duly presented myself for work. I was greeted by the show's editor, a marvellous man called Derek Wallbank, who, to say the least, was somewhat eccentric. He was a big bear of a man with quite a few teeth missing, but the dominant feature on that particular day was a piece of camera tape stuck across his forehead on which he had written, "When I say yes, I mean no." Ever since, that image and those words have stuck in my mind, and I'll come back to that later. I learnt a lot working with Derek and Paul, and then the day came to start work at Ealing. It was a wonderful place in the late 60s with people like Ken Russell, Tony Palmer, Spike Milligan, and the Pythons working there, so it was a terrific atmosphere to be working in. I loved working at Ealing, but after a few more postings, I was sent off to the television centre to work on Preschool and worked there happily for a number of years until my dad died suddenly and I left the BBC to look after his property business. That architectural training wasn't wasted. At the same time, I built a cutting room in my spare bedroom and continued editing on a freelance basis. One day I received a call from an old student friend. Anne stole some of my material, so apologies for this. He'd just begun editing a show for Watch With Mother called Mr. Ben, but had then been offered the chance to go on a BBC producer course, which is what he really wanted to do. So he asked me if I'd take over the Mr. Ben job. I agreed, little knowing that this fluke circumstance would change my life forever and eventually lead to me standing here now. David McKee had created Mr. Ben originally as a an illustrated children's book, and had accepted a commission from the BBC to make 13 15-minute animated episodes. I started work in my spare bedroom, and so began a lifelong friendship with David and the later creation, together with Danish animator Leo Nielsen, of King Rollo Films in the late 1970s. After the success of Mr. Ben, David put forward the idea of making a new series based on some books he had written called King Rollo. The three of us made the first pilot episode, and David and I took it to the BBC's then head of children's television, Edward Barnes. After just that one showing, he said, "Oh, that's lovely. Can you go away and make us 13 of those?" It was really that simple. But we needed more sales to cover our budget. The three of us got together to work out what to do. David looked at me and at Leo, and then said, "Clive's got to do it. He's the only one who's got a tie. He should do all the business." And so I became a producer. Slowly the business grew, and we went on to make many series for children's TV around the world. And now I return to Derek Wallbank and his wise words, "When I say yes, I mean no." In the 1980s, we were lucky enough to win the commission to produce films based on Eric Hill's hugely popular Spot books. And I tried to interest Disney in the home video rights. They told me that Disney didn't license third-party properties for its home video label and sent me on my way. Several months later, I was in a tiny hotel in Ravensburg in southern Germany, and had just sat down to have some dinner when the patron came over to the table gesticulating madly and steered me out to a tiny telephone booth in the hall. It was Disney on the phone from LA. Somehow they'd tracked me down and now asked urgently if Spot was still available. Apparently someone in their marketing department had a small child who adored Eric's Spot books and had been mentioning it at work when someone else on the team said, "Oh, that Disney had been offered the rights but had turned it down." In the space of a few months, they had changed their policy, decided to launch a range of videos featuring third-party properties, and decided that Spot was the perfect property to launch their new range. So the big lesson I learned from that was not when I say yes, I mean no, but when people say no, they might actually mean not just now, because things move fast in this industry. Personnel change, programming requirements change, all manner of things can alter the climate to the point where a definite no suddenly becomes a possible yes. So that taught me never to give up, to keep on trying. But I must end on the most important thing of all, teamwork. These projects we're all involved with are rarely the work of one person. And in my case, I've been lucky enough to work with some fabulous people, not only David and Leo, but the lovely Lucy Murphy, who built up and managed our international distribution business so successfully. And a great team of talented people who work with us at King Rollo Films. And then there are all the fantastic people we have been lucky enough to work with, either as talent, clients, co-producers, broadcasters, licensees, and so on. I've been truly blessed. Finally, a new chapter has begun. Back in 2004, Leo acquired the production arm and continues to produce superb animation under the King Rollo Films banner. David and I continued to own Rollo rights, the right side of the business, until last year when we sold it to kindred spirit Phil Chalk at Factory. Now David and I are both busy working on new projects with Factory and its talented team up in Altrincham, which pretty much brings us full circle. So now it's rather a case of where next, wondered Mr. Ben. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Congratulations to Clive.
So brilliant.
He nearly forgot his BAFTA.
I know.
No. Big congratulations to all of our winners and nominees this evening.
Yes, absolutely that. So that's it for the British Academy Children's Award for another year. What a mind-blowing year it's been.
Yeah, what a fantastic night. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have. Until next time, thank you so much, guys, and good night.
Good night.
Thank you.